Hi guys, what is up? Welcome back to my channel. Welcome to a new video and welcome to a new book shopping vlog. I am so excited. As you can probably tell, it is quite the gloomy day. It's rainy. It's new release Tuesday. We are gonna head to a new bookstore in Ottawa. We got our first romance only bookstore. I'd love to check that out. Then we're gonna head to Black Squirrel and then Indigo, which is our bookstore chain here in Canada. And as you guys know, I have a process for book buying. I try to be really intentional. I cannot let this shelf exceed the shelf. That didn't make sense. I cannot let my TBR exceed this one shelf. That's the rule that I have for myself. So let me run you guys through my rules in case you're new here. Step one is always checking the library. I love to do ebooks and audiobooks primarily through the library for maybe any books that have really polarizing reviews. I'm not sure how I'm gonna feel about it. A new, I wouldn't say genre I want to explore, but maybe a new trope that I haven't had the best of luck with. Something that I'm just not committed to buying a physical copy of. I'll typically get through the library. And then from there, I will take my list of books on Fable, which I always have my Fable link down below. And I have a list called like books that are on my radar. And I'll pick out whatever number I give myself. Maybe today it'll be 4 books. I'll pick out the books that I'm really interested in. And then I will first go to the independent bookstore, see what they have. And then whatever they don't have, I will pick up at Indigo, which is our book chain. So that's kind of how I plan it out. I also always like to allow myself for one wild card. So just a book that catches my eye that I think I'm gonna really like. So that's the plan for the day. I do feel like blowing out my hair was a mistake because it is pouring rain outside. So if the hair goes up in a claw clip, let's just take it in now because I think she's looking pretty cute today. But we're gonna head out. I am so excited. I do think the independent bookstores, because they're on the smaller side, they're gonna be a little bit harder to film. So I might just get some B-roll for that and then kind of chat with you guys once we get to Indigo, just because it's a bit bigger and I can take you guys along. There's a lot more like quiet corners in there. Let's head out and go do some book shopping. What a perfect way to spend a rainy afternoon. Truthfully, nothing can be better. Oh, maybe we'll grab a coffee too. Who knows? The world is our oyster. Wanted to share my outfit with you guys super quick. I try to dress very comfy for the bookstore because I want to take my time. I don't want to rush it because I'm like overstimulated, or you know, the jeans are feeling tight because I just ate lunch. So we keep it very casual. We keep it very comfy. I'm wearing this really cute little midi dress that I got recently from Ardennes. I love it. It's got like a ruche top and then it kind of flows out at the bottom with my signature. I feel like this is like the one piece of clothing people know me for is the Reitman's button down jean shirt. Bagu Bowler is going on her first bookstore adventure and I am so excited. And then I'm just gonna pair it with a pair of Converse. So yeah, that is the outfit. Super comfy, cozy. Hair's probably gonna go up in a claw clip, but let's go. Hi guys, the music is really loud in here, so hopefully you can hear me. Hopefully the microphone is working over time. We made it to Indigo. My plan is to honestly just meander, walk around, see what catches my eye. It's my favorite way to find books. I literally just picked up this book that like the spine caught my eye. It's called Rebel of the Regency by Anne Foster, the scandalous saga of Caroline of Brunswick, Britain's queen without a crown. And I love to just walk around and see what catches my eye. I did pick up a book already. This was on my list of books that I wanted to grab today if they had it. It's a new release by a Canadian author, Mai Nguyen. It's called Cleo Dang Would Rather Be Dead. I feel like this is one of those books that it's probably best to go in blind, but I know it's a story about a mother's love and grief and death, and I believe our female main character starts working at a funeral home, and it kind of intertwines her dealing with her own grief along with other people's grief. So I thought it'd be an interesting literary fiction book to pick up, and I thought the colors on it were really fun and bright and springy, although it's probably not going to be a very springy book. I wanted to grab that today. So I actually think I'm going to check if Rebel of the Regency is at the library and see if I can pick that up there, but I'm gonna head over to the YA and teen section, I think, take a look. There's a few books on my list to pick up that I'd like to see if they have in stock here, and yeah, just meander around. I really hope you can hear me because the music is so loud. I genuinely don't know how people are book shopping right now with the music this loud in here. It is throwing my focus off. So anyways, one book acquired so far. Let's go find some more. I'm gonna look for Elizabeth Lim's books. In the last bookstore vlog I picked up A Forgery of Fate. I ended up loving it. Her storytelling was so beautiful. It was like an Asian mythology Beauty and the Beast retelling. I highly recommend. It was incredible, but I'm gonna see if they have any of her other books here because so many of you guys have said that all of her other books are equally as great. Oh wait, guys, I'm literally in the right section. I think it's right here. Oh my god, she has so many books. Wait, I did not realize that she wrote some of the Disney retellings. No wonder she's so good at writing fairy tales. So this one is What If Cinderella Never Tried on the Glass Slipper. Also, I'm so sorry. My hair is bothering me so much right now. Just disregard. It's just... Take a deep breath, Carter. It's going to be okay. But it's all making sense now. Very whimsical storytelling. I'm kind of overwhelmed because it seems that she has a couple other series. So this one is Spin the Dawn, The Blood of Stars, Book 1, A Girl in Disguise, 3 Legendary Dresses, and The Competition of a Lifetime. But then this is the one that everyone told me to read next, and I think it is a series, 6 Crimson Cranes. The cover of that is absolutely gorgeous. It takes more than magic to break a curse. Forbidden magic, betrothal. Sign me up, honestly. I think I want to pick this up. I really love a good YA fantasy book, and I feel like A Forgery of Fate was honestly better than some of the adult fantasy books I read. So I'm going to carry this around for a little bit. Sometimes at the end, I will kind of go through all the books that I have and just reassess, but I definitely really want to grab this today because I loved her last book so much. This piece has to also go away. There we go. I think I'm honestly just going to see what other YA books catch my eye, and I'll add them to a Fable list I have, and that way I can request them at the library or see if maybe the ebook is on sale like on my Kobo or my Kindle. So many good books to read. Ooh, A Matter of Murder. This is cool. The cover is like not needlepoint, cross stitch. Wait, a Lizzie and Darcy mystery. Is this like Jane Austen murder mysteries? Look how cool this book is. That's so cool. Okay, I'm getting distracted very easily, but I guess that's the point of being at the bookstore. Where did I get this from? La 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 la. Is Paladin's Grace a YA book or is that an adult? I'm not sure. I think this is also a new release. Ooh. Midnights by Catherine Quinn. 3 Fates, 2 Hearts, 1 Destiny. That is a gorgeous book. I'm so tall, I have to duck down. I feel like most people don't know I'm 5'11". I feel like every time I post that on my Instagram, people are shocked. I'm a tall baddie over here. Just kidding, I'm not really much of a baddie. Go on a hunt for a book. It's like a little treasure hunt. I really want to read this book, but I kind of have beef with glossy covers. I don't really know why. They irk me. But this is A Beautiful and Terrible Murder by Claire Andrews. Victorian era, sign me up. Do you guys have any like specific eras that you love reading about? Because me, it's the Victorian era. There's a murderer targeting Oxford's elite students, and only the cunning Irene Adler, allied with the mysterious Sherlock Holmes, can find him before it's too late. I feel like this would be good for fall, like a little dark academia murder mystery. But I don't like the glossy cover at all. Okay, Ooh, what's this? If Looks Could Kill. Now that is a gorgeous book. Wait, this literally has Jack the Ripper and Medusa. Shut the F up. Oh, guys, this sounds so good. It's autumn 1888, and Jack the Ripper is on the run. As London police close in, he flees England for New York City, seeking new victims. An awakened Medusa is hunting for one thing, Jack. Guys, this sounds so good. Oh, it's the author of Lovely War. That makes sense because I think Lovely War is like historical fiction with mythology in it. Okay, the issue is I don't really have any free hands. Like, I don't really know. I don't know where to put anything. Okay. Guys, there is no disappointment quite like when you pick up a book that you really want to read and the spread edges are not cute. Can we stop? Why are these bright blue? I mean, I get it flows with the book, but no, I just want the plain book. So that's going to be a no for me, unfortunately, and I will wait until they release a standard edition, but that is such a bummer. I feel like my favorite spot to peruse and just like see what books I find is definitely YA fantasy and literary fiction. I feel like the covers are so bright and so fun. Like, look at this. I just randomly... A New Me by Helen Oyemi. Like, that cover, the spine on that, a fun little rainbow. Actually, I have no idea what this is about. What if the different sides of your personality had trust issues with each other? Okay. That's cool. How many versions of oneself can oneself safely contain? Interesting. I'm looking for the Jasad Air and the next Dungeon Crawler Carl book. Ooh, graphic novel. Jasad Air, Paladin's Grace, and the next Dungeon Crawler Carl book. And I think that's all. Oh my gosh, I forgot my books over there. Okay. Oh my gosh, I'm a hot mess. Oopsies. Guys, I got distracted by something else. The City of Dusk. That sounds interesting. I feel like every time I come, they're always out of stock of all the like Paladin Grace series. So we will try a different location another day, but I was really excited to start that. I feel like they never have it. And I don't even remember what book 3 is, so I need to look it up. 1 second. I'm so silly. It literally says on the spine what book is which, so I just need to look and see if they have 3. It's my lucky day. They have the Dungeon Anarchist cookbook. I feel like this is when the books start to get chunky. I'm so excited. I'm loving this series so much, and it's really fun because my husband has read it, so I feel like we have like books to talk about, which doesn't usually happen since he reads a lot of sci-fi. So it's been really fun to like talk about it with him, and yeah, I am so excited. I'm halfway through book 2, and they just keep getting better and better. I keep hearing, and that's my experience so far after the first 2 books. I also need lip balm so badly. Good morning, you guys. It is the next day. We're gonna finish the video off with a little book haul, and I am so excited. Although I did forget my 2 most anticipated releases of the year yesterday. I cannot believe it. I was getting ready to leave the bookstore and I was like, can't put my finger on it, but I feel like I'm forgetting something. Got home and realized I forgot about the Thorn Queen and the Book Witch, which were the reason I wanted to film this video yesterday, because the Thorn Queen came out yesterday, but I'm just gonna blame it on the fact that the music was loud, couldn't focus. That's okay, we'll be back to the bookstore, but I'm a little bummed because those were my 2 most anticipated releases and the reason I wanted to film this video yesterday. But very excited about the books that I got. Nevertheless, let's jump into it. First off, we have Evermore, and I was really impressed by the selection in there. There was a good balance of indie published books and traditionally published, which I feel like it's really hard to find indie published books in person. You typically do have to order them online through Amazon. So I was really happy to see, especially in the romantasy section, how many she had. And I loved that the romance section was divvied up by category. They had these cute little signs that said like paranormal or sports, cowboy, and I really like that. So if you kind of knew what you were looking for, like you were looking for a specific cowboy romance, you could just go to that section and grab it. First book we got is Smoke and Scar by Gretchen Powell Fox. Can we just talk about how gorgeous this cover is? I'm obsessed. This recently got picked up for traditional publishing, and I believe the release date was in April. Like, it's a fresh new release, and this is like a shadow mommy deadly trials romantasy book with like true enemies to lovers. I feel like trials for me are really hit or miss, but I find if there is a different element to it, like I really loved Phantasma, but I didn't love Powerless. So it's kind of hit or miss for me, and I actually read the first 100 pages when it was indie published. Like, I don't think I would have just picked up a trials book on a whim at the bookstore. I probably would have got it from the library first, but I've already read the first 100 pages and I really enjoyed it when it got indie published. So when I heard it was getting picked up for trad publishing, I decided to pause and then I would kind of like re-pick it up. I definitely think this is going to be a 4 or 5 star read just based on the first 100 pages that I remember. So that was book 1. Next one is my wildcard pick, and this was described as One Day Meets Love Rosie, and I was automatically sold. That is my favorite. I guess it's like, it's not a micro trope, but when like it's friends to lovers over a lifetime, they're kind of always circling each other's orbit, kind of know they're in love with each other, but they never say it. Very on and off. Kind of like A Love Letter to Whiskey by Candy Steiner or Talking at Night by Claire Daverly. No matter how hard they try, there's something else they can't run from. The inescapable, terrifying truth that they're in love with each other. How can they move forward when neither of them can stop looking back? So very, very excited for that. I'm a sucker for any story that has this kind of vibe. I didn't get anything at Black Squirrel. However, I didn't even mention this in the intro, but I went to Value Village last week, and I find thrifting for books to be super hit or miss, but ended up being a hit. The book is in the car, so I don't even have it to show you guys, but at the thrift store last week, I ended up getting another Andy Weir book, which I'm so excited about. Of course, like everyone else, I love Project Hail Mary, and I'm excited to read some of his other works. Picked that up, and then at Indigo, our last stop, we got 3 books. Talked about this yesterday when we got to Indigo, but picked up Cleo Dang Would Rather Be Dead by Mai Nguyen, and I'm just very intrigued by this. The premise just sounds really interesting about a mother who is grieving and then goes to work at a funeral home. And I love a book that is kind of humorous yet deep and kind of deals with difficult topics yet uplifting. Like, I love a good funny inner monologue from our main character, and it seems that Cleo is gonna deliver. So I'm really looking forward to that. I think it might be the first book that I read from this pile. Book 3 in the Dungeon Crawler Carl series, which is the Dungeon Anarchist Cookbook. Really enjoying this so far, more than I thought. I've obviously never read any lit RPG before, and it's a little bit out of my comfort zone, but I'm having the time of my life reading and listening to these. Cannot wait to see how the rest of the series unfolds, and of course we're getting a new release next month too. I don't think I'm going to be caught up by that. I've got a ways to go, but very much looking forward to kind of reading these throughout the year and kind of like pacing them out. And then last but not least, we have The Jasad Heir by Sarah Hashem. I don't really know why, but this book intimidates me. I tend to like fantasy books with a romantic subplot where romance is not the forefront of the book. But something about this, I don't know, it's just intimidated me. But I really want to read a bit more fantasy out of my comfort zone this year. And this just says, an unmissable tale of shattered kingdoms, forbidden magic, and royals unfolding in an Egyptian-inspired epic fantasy debut. And I've heard nothing but incredible things about this. I think book 2 came out last year or early this year, and I believe it's also enemies to lovers as well. So those are all the books that I picked up on our little book shopping adventure yesterday. I hope you guys enjoyed. Let me know what your favorite book of the year has been so far. I would love to know. I'm always adding new books to the TBR, and yeah, my Fable is always linked down below in case you guys want to follow along, see what I'm reading, join the book club, and I love you guys so much, and I'll talk to you in the next one.